Have you guys seen the content creator who found out that her son had an incompatible with life diagnosis at 18 weeks and her state had an 18-week restriction, but the doctors told her that she would qualify for the exception? So she calls her insurance, she decides to TFMR, and the insurance says, we're not covering that. And she finds out how expensive it is to terminate in a hospital. So then she calls Planned Parenthood, and Planned Parenthood said, sorry, our wait list is so long because of all the people that need, and there's so many states that don't have them, and so you can't be seen until X week, and at that point you're too late. She says this is a good thing and that she actually brings her pregnancy to term. I saw recently she is now a bereaved mom. She has delivered her son, and her son has since passed. So I am not going to be showing her name out of respect for her. I'm not going to tag her, but I want to show a couple of instances in her video that I saw where she talks about the decision to TF. And she does this so delicately and so honestly, and I think it's so brave of her to talk about this. And as a mom who ultimately brought the pregnancy to term, the way she's able to talk about TFMR is really astounding, and it just, wow.
We were given the option to terminate. We went back and forth a lot in this decision-making process because unless you're fixed with this decision, it's impossible to make. You're making a decision between life and death. And not only that, but the life and the death of your own child. And ultimately, when it came down to making the decision, I had to look at it in terms of like, I am choosing, it doesn't have, essential features for, any type of quality of life. And ultimately, we had reached the decision to terminate at one point. And it was not an easy decision to come to at all. But I will say that on my journey, I did feel at peace with making the decision because I got to a point where I realized that given our situation and our circumstances, we had to make the best decision that we felt was right for everybody. And at the time, we felt that a termination would lead to the least amount of suffering for everyone involved, for our other living children, for our baby, for us. We had come to the conclusion that this...
And I just want to reiterate, this is what bans and restrictions do. This is the consequence. God bless this woman and her family. I'm definitely praying for them. And I'm really glad that she felt like what ended up happening was right for her and her family. But there are lots of families that don't end up feeling that way.